Every grocery store in America has self-checkout, and every self-checkout in America has made someone lose their mind. Not a little frustrated. Full meltdown. Formal complaints. Letters to corporate. Calls to the actual police. These are 69 real customer complaints that prove no machine has ever been hated this personally. And honestly, the machines did nothing wrong. 1. Unexpected item in bagging area. 5 words that have caused more public meltdowns than any breakup text. One customer heard this phrase 11 times during a single transaction and responded by placing himself in the bagging area. Just stood right on it, arms crossed, waiting. When the attendant asked what he was doing, he said he wanted to see if the machine would call him unexpected too. It did not. But it did freeze completely. 2. Self-checkout cameras show your face on screen while you shop, which is designed to reduce theft. One woman saw her reflection and filed a complaint that the camera added 10 pounds and was clearly using an unflattering angle. She demanded the store either fix the camera quality or remove mirrors from the entire building. Her reasoning? If she looked that tired in public, someone should have told her. 3. The robot voice saying "please wait for assistance" has ruined more afternoons than traffic jams. A guy in Memphis heard it after scanning a pack of batteries and immediately started defending himself out loud. "I didn't do anything wrong. I scanned it correctly. Why are you singling me out?" He was still explaining himself when the attendant arrived. She just needed to clear a sensor glitch. He wanted an apology anyway. 4. Some customers treat the weight sensor like a personal enemy. This one woman removed every item from her bags, placed them back one by one, got the error again, and then whispered, "I know what you're doing," directly into the scanner. Security footage showed her having a full conversation with the machine for almost 3 minutes. The machine, predictably, said nothing back. 5. Here's the thing about self-checkout. You're basically doing free labor for a corporation, and they know it. One man calculated exactly how much time he spent scanning and bagging, converted it to minimum wage, and mailed an invoice to Kroger for $6.40. They sent back a coupon for 50 cents off his next purchase. He called this an insult to the working class. 6. A customer complained that the self-checkout wished her a nice day, and she found it emotionally manipulative. Her argument was that a machine cannot genuinely wish anything, so programming it to say nice things was corporate gaslighting designed to make customers feel loyalty toward equipment. She requested an option for what she called honest silence. The store did not implement this feature. 7. That little scale in the bagging area has trust issues, and honestly, so do the customers. One guy put his bag of grapes down, got an error, picked them up, put them down again slower, got the same error, and then just started eating the grapes right there. His logic was that if the machine wouldn't let him buy them, they were technically free. They were not technically free. 8. Nothing breaks a person faster than the blinking light. You know the one. It summons an employee when something goes wrong, and suddenly everyone in line knows you messed up. A woman wrote a 3-page complaint asking why the light couldn't be a more discreet color, because yellow was too accusatory. She suggested a gentle blue, calming, non-judgmental. Target did not change the light. 9. Self-checkout speed varies wildly depending on who's using it. One man took so long that the customer behind him offered to help. He declined. She offered again. He told her to mind her business. She complained to the manager about him. He complained to the manager about her. The manager now has a story she tells at every family gathering. 10. Someone genuinely tried to use a coupon that expired in 2019 and blamed the machine for not accepting it. When the attendant explained that coupons have dates for a reason, he argued that digital systems should be smarter than paper rules. He wanted the discount applied manually. He did not get the discount applied manually. He did get escorted to the regular checkout. 11. The bagging area was designed by someone who has never bought more than 5 items. A customer tried to fit 2 weeks of groceries into a space meant for a sad bachelor's dinner, and then complained that the infrastructure was classist. His exact words. He believed the small bagging area was intentional discrimination against people with families. His proposed solution was a family-sized checkout zone. 12. Age verification for alcohol has created some legendary meltdowns. One 53-year-old woman was asked to show ID and took it as a compliment for about 2 seconds before realizing she had to wait for an employee. That wait took 4 minutes. She wrote a review saying the store ruined the only good part of buying wine by making her stand there like a criminal while everyone watched. 13. A customer complained that the Spanish language option existed at all. Not that it was the default. Not that it inconvenienced him. Just that the button was there. He spent more time writing this complaint than he would have spent pressing the English button. The store's response was essentially a polite version of, "Sir, this is a Walmart." 14. You know those little prompts asking if you brought your own bags? One woman hit yes by accident, didn't bring bags, and then stood frozen because she felt the machine would somehow know she lied. She waited for an attendant to confess. The attendant told her she could just use store bags anyway. The woman still felt guilty. She bought a reusable bag to make things right. 15. Self-checkout screens are designed for speed, which means they assume you know what you're doing. One customer did not know what you're doing. He scanned the same item 4 times because the beep wasn't satisfying enough, and he wasn't sure it registered. His final total included 4 bottles of ketchup. He only wanted 1. He blamed the beep. 16. The phrase, "attendant has been notified," might as well say, "everyone is judging you now." A man got this message after trying to buy a video game and immediately started looking around like he'd triggered a silent alarm. He mouthed, "I'm not stealing," to no one in particular. The attendant just needed to verify his age. He was 46. He still looked nervous. 17. A woman brought her own handheld scanner from home because she didn't trust the store's equipment. When it wouldn't sync with the system, she complained that self-checkout wasn't actually self-service if you couldn't use your own tools. Her scanner was from a different store entirely. She knew this. She still felt her point was valid. 18. Loyalty cards at self-checkout create a special kind of chaos. One guy couldn't find his card, tried typing his phone number, got it wrong 3 times, and then accused the machine of changing his number. "That's not my number anymore because you made me enter it wrong too many times." That is not how phone numbers work. He requested a new loyalty account. He was given one. 19. Some customers approach self-checkout like it's a test they need to pass. One woman scanned everything perfectly, bagged efficiently, paid without errors, and then complained that there was no acknowledgement of her success. She wanted the machine to say something more than just, "Thank you." She suggested "excellent job" or "transaction completed flawlessly." She was very serious about this. 20. A man got so frustrated with repeated errors that he abandoned his groceries and went to a competitor across the street. That store also had self-checkout. He had the same problems there. He drove to a third store, same issues. Turned out the problem was him. He was scanning barcodes upside down. He still blames the machines. All of them. Every single one. 21. Receipts at self-checkout can be absurdly long for no reason. One woman bought a single tube of toothpaste and received a receipt longer than her arm, mostly coupons she would never use. Her complaint wasn't about the waste. It was that the receipt touched the floor before she could grab it and was therefore contaminated. She wanted a replacement receipt. The store explained that receipts are not exchangeable items. 22. There's always that one person who treats self-checkout like a phone booth. A man finished his transaction, paid, got his receipt, and then just stood there checking his emails. The line behind him grew to 6 people. When someone finally asked him to move, he said he was still in his session. There is no session. You scan, you pay, you leave. He did not understand this concept. 23. Touchscreens get dirty. Everyone knows this. One customer brought sanitizing wipes and cleaned the entire self-checkout station before using it, which is actually reasonable. What was not reasonable was her 30-minute complaint afterward about how much filth she personally removed and her demand for compensation for essentially doing janitorial work. She included photos. The screen looked fine in the photos. 24. Ever watch someone scan a banana? It should take 3 seconds. One man spent 4 entire minutes looking for the barcode on a single banana. There is no barcode on a banana. You weigh it. You type in the code. He did not know this. When the attendant showed him, he complained that nothing about this process is intuitive and demanded better signage. 4 bananas. He wanted banana instructions. 25. Self-checkout theft is a real problem, which is why stores added weight sensors. A woman set off the alarm because her purse was resting on the bagging area. Standard mistake, easy fix. But she took the alarm personally. She wrote a letter saying the machine publicly accused her of being a thief, and that other customers looked at her differently after the beep. She wanted a written apology from the corporation for a sensor doing its job. 26. The card reader at self-checkout has 3 options: tap, insert, or swipe. One customer tried all 3 simultaneously and then blamed the machine when it got confused. He tapped his card while also inserting it halfway and somehow also swiping the edge. The system froze completely. His complaint stated that checkout technology cannot handle real-world multitasking. Sir, that is not what multitasking means. 27. Kids love pressing buttons. Parents hate self-checkout. A toddler managed to cancel an entire transaction, add 17 gift cards, and switch the language to French before anyone noticed. The mother's complaint wasn't about the lack of child safety features. It was that the machine responded faster to her 3-year-old than it ever responded to her. She found this personally offensive. The child found it hilarious. 28. Produce codes are the final boss of self-checkout. One guy couldn't find the code for his avocados, so he scanned them as bananas because they're both green. The price difference was significant. When confronted, he argued this was the machine's fault for not having a search function that works. It does have a search function. He did not use the search function. He used the banana code. 29. Sometimes the machine just stops working. No explanation, no error message, just frozen. A customer stood in front of a dead screen for 12 minutes, waiting for it to finish thinking. It was not thinking. It was broken. She complained afterward that there should be some indication when a machine is deceased. She used the word deceased for a self-checkout station. She also suggested a funeral. 30. A man paid with a $100 bill for a purchase totaling $6. The machine gave him $94 back in coins and small bills because that's what was loaded. He spent 11 minutes at the coin return collecting his change while the line watched. His complaint was that self-checkout should stock larger bills for serious customers. He bought a bag of chips. He was not a serious customer. 31. Hand scanners at some self-checkouts let you scan as you shop, which sounds efficient until someone figures out how to break it. One woman scanned everything in her cart twice by accident, didn't notice until the total appeared, and then refused to void items because the system made the mistake, not her. She wanted the store to eat the cost. The store did not eat the cost. She ate the cost, reluctantly. 32. A customer complained that the self-checkout voice was too feminine and that this was subliminal messaging suggesting women should do the shopping. His solution was alternating male and female voices, or ideally, a gender-neutral robot tone. The store's response was that they do not control the software voice options. He found this answer suspicious and suggested they were hiding something. 33. Price checks at self-checkout require an attendant, which defeats the entire purpose. A woman needed a price check on grapes, waited 7 minutes, and then complained that self-checkout is a lie, because she still needed human intervention. Her suggestion was that machines should have instant price knowledge without employee assistance. They do. She was holding the grapes wrong and the scanner couldn't read them. 34. Coupons are chaos. One man had 14 coupons for a purchase of 6 items. The machine accepted 3. He wanted to speak to someone about the other 11. Each coupon required a separate explanation for why it didn't work. Expired. Wrong product, wrong size, wrong store entirely. He had Walgreens coupons at CVS. He still felt the machine should have figured it out. 35. The bagging area weight limit is real, and exceeding it creates problems. A bodybuilder loaded his protein powder, meal prep containers, and enough chicken to feed a small village, and the scale just gave up. Error after error. His complaint was that self-checkout discriminated against people with active lifestyles and that bagging areas should accommodate serious nutrition. He flexed while filing the complaint. Witnesses confirmed. 36. Double scanning happens when you move too fast. One woman scanned her bread twice, saw the duplicate on screen, and instead of voiding it, she grabbed another loaf from the shelf to make it even. She did not want the second loaf. She just couldn't handle the idea of the numbers being wrong. Her complaint afterward was that the machine pressured her into buying more bread. The bread is still in her freezer. 37. Gift cards require activation, which means waiting for an attendant. A last-minute birthday shopper waited 9 minutes for someone to activate a $25 gift card, missed her own parking meter, and got a $40 ticket. Her complaint to the store demanded reimbursement for the ticket because your slow system cost me money. The store did not reimburse her. She gave the gift card anyway. The birthday was ruined. 38. Coin payment at self-checkout is technically possible but socially questionable. One man paid for his entire grocery run in quarters he'd been saving for 3 years. The machine accepted them. All of them. Took 9 minutes of continuous coin insertion while the line behind him grew increasingly hostile. His defense was that legal tender is legal tender. Technically correct. Socially devastating. He did not make eye contact with anyone. 39. Self-checkout lines move unpredictably. One woman chose the shortest line, watched 3 other lines clear faster, and complained that the store was manipulating traffic flow to make customers feel like they made bad decisions. She requested an investigation into line psychology tactics. There was no investigation. There were just slow customers ahead of her. That's how lines work. 40. A man couldn't figure out how to scan his gym membership barcode for a discount and ended up accidentally photographing himself 17 times with the scanner camera. Each photo appeared on screen. He panicked, thought the machine was documenting him, and complained about unauthorized surveillance. The photos were just him looking confused, holding a protein bar, getting progressively more frustrated. 41. Self-checkout instructions assume you speak English fluently, which creates problems. One tourist spent 11 minutes trying to figure out what place item and bagging area meant because he understood each word individually but not the combination. He placed himself in the bagging area, then his wallet, then his phone. The attendant finally intervened when he started removing his jacket. Language barriers create creativity. 42. Sometimes the barcode just won't scan. A woman tried the same item 19 times, different angles, different speeds, different distances, and it never worked. Turns out the barcode was smudged. She could have typed in the number manually. She did not know this was an option. Her complaint was that machines should be smarter than damaged paper. The attendant taught her about manual entry. She called this information hidden. 43. A customer paid, grabbed his bags, and walked toward the exit, but the machine was still showing his transaction on screen. He went back, stared at it, waited for something to happen. Nothing happened. He complained that there was no clear ending to the checkout experience, and he didn't know when he was free to leave. He wanted a transaction complete, "You may now exit" message, possibly with a green light. 44. Self-checkout etiquette doesn't exist, which creates conflict. One woman was unloading her cart when another customer walked up to the adjacent station and started scanning. Their elbows touched. Once. Barely. She filed a complaint about personal space violations and suggested the store install dividers between stations like bathroom stalls. She compared self-checkout to urinals. The comparison was noted. 45. A guy tried to return an online purchase at self-checkout and got angry when it didn't work. Returns require customer service. This is posted everywhere. He missed every sign, tried for 8 minutes, complained that modern technology should handle everything in one place, and that having separate systems for buying and returning was deliberately inconvenient. It might be, but self-checkout still doesn't do returns. 46. The receipt printer ran out of paper mid-transaction. The customer watched the machine make printing sounds, saw nothing come out, and assumed her purchase didn't go through. She scanned everything again, paid again, got charged twice. Her complaint blamed deceptive machine behavior for the double charge. The machine was not being deceptive. The machine was out of paper. These are different things. 47. A woman's card was declined, which happens. What doesn't usually happen is the customer announcing to everyone within earshot that the machine is broken, rather than admitting the card didn't work. She tried 4 different cards, all declined. She maintained it was a system-wide failure. It was not a system-wide failure. Other customers checked out fine. She left without her groceries and with her denial intact. 48. Scanning items with multiple barcodes creates confusion. A case of soda has barcodes on the side, top, and bottom. One man scanned all 3, charged himself triple, and then complained that products shouldn't be designed to trick the checkout system. The products are not designed to trick anything. He was just very thorough, expensively thorough. $36 worth of thoroughness. 49. A customer completed her transaction perfectly. No errors, no assistance needed, and still complained. Her issue was that the experience was too impersonal, and she missed human interaction. She suggested stores offer an optional, friendly chat mode where the machine makes small talk during scanning. Things like, "Nice weather today," or "Good choice on the yogurt." This feature does not exist. She checks weekly. 50. Bag fees at self-checkout have caused legitimate meltdowns. One man was charged 10 cents for a bag and demanded to speak with someone about hidden fees. The fee was displayed on a sign directly above his head. He did not see the sign. He saw it later. He still felt the machine should have verbally warned him before adding the charge. 10 cents. He spent 40 minutes on 10 cents. 51. A woman's discount card wouldn't scan, so she typed in her phone number. Wrong number. The discounts went to a stranger's account. She found this unacceptable and demanded the store track down whoever received her savings and transfer them back. The savings totaled $1.60. The store explained they cannot track random phone number entries. She called this a serious security flaw. 52. Some customers approach self-checkout with visible fear. One elderly man stood in front of the screen for 3 minutes without touching anything, just reading every word. When he finally started scanning, he whispered "okay" after each beep, like he was reassuring himself. His complaint afterward was that the machine moved too fast and he needed a slower mode for careful shoppers. He wanted a senior speed setting, respectfully requested. 53. A customer scanned her items, looked at the total, and said, "No thank you" out loud, like she was declining an offer. She then voided the entire transaction and walked away. When asked what happened, she said the total was more than she wanted to spend, and she didn't agree to those terms. Self-checkout is not a negotiation. She believed it should be. She returned the next day and tried to haggle. Again. 54. Plastic bag dispensers at self-checkout are either too sensitive or completely stuck. One woman pulled a bag so hard the entire roll came out. 37 bags on the floor. Her complaint stated the dispenser was booby-trapped, and she wanted compensation for the embarrassment of appearing wasteful in front of other customers. She took 3 bags home. The other 34 went back. Probably. 55. Weight sensor errors have been blamed on ghosts. Literally. A man's bagging area kept registering items he didn't place there, and his explanation to the attendant was that something paranormal is happening at Station 7. The attendant reset the scale. The man still believes Station 7 is haunted. He avoids it now. Specifically, he will wait for other stations. Station 7 cannot be trusted. 56. A woman paid with her phone and then panicked because there was no proof of purchase. She wanted a paper receipt even though the digital receipt was emailed instantly. Her concern was that phones can be hacked, but paper is forever. She requested printed backup for every digital transaction. The attendant printed her receipt. She photographed it too. Triple documentation for a bottle of shampoo. 57. Self-checkout. Supervision varies by store. One man noticed the attendant looking at him and complained that he felt like a suspect the entire time. The attendant was just doing her job, standing there, occasionally glancing at the stations. He wanted attendants to face away from customers to create a judgment-free checkout environment. His complaint included a diagram of his proposed attendant positioning. 58. A customer tried to use a competitor's gift card and blamed the machine when it didn't work. She had a Target gift card at Walmart. These are different stores. She knew this. Her argument was that all stores should accept all gift cards because money is money. This is not how gift cards work. This is not how anything works. She left the gift card behind. Target money at Walmart. Abandoned. 59. The coin slot on self-checkout machines jams constantly. One man inserted 37 cents in pennies and watched them disappear without registering. He demanded his coins back immediately. The attendant opened the machine, found the pennies, and returned them. He counted them twice. In front of her, one was missing. He accused the machine of theft. It was under the counter. Mystery solved. 60. A woman complained that self-checkout doesn't offer bags for different item types, and she had to put raw chicken next to her magazines. She wanted categorical bagging options: meat bags, produce bags, reading material bags. The attendant suggested she simply use multiple bags herself. She found this solution too manual for something called self-checkout. The irony was noted. 61. A customer scanned a price tag instead of the barcode and got charged for a completely different product. A sweater rang up as dog food. She didn't notice until she got home, checked the receipt, and drove back to complain that the system doesn't verify what you're actually buying. The system relies on barcodes. She scanned the wrong thing. The system cannot read minds. Yet. 62. The volume on self-checkout screens cannot be adjusted by customers. One man found the voice too loud and tried covering the speaker with his hand while scanning. This didn't work. He completed his entire transaction with one hand muffling the machine and one hand scanning. His complaint requested individual volume controls. Also, a mute button. Also, headphone jacks. He had a full proposal. 63. A woman took 45 minutes to check out because she was video calling her daughter for opinions on every item. Should she get this brand? What about this size? Does this look fresh? The line behind her grew restless. Her complaint afterward was that other customers were rushing her, and that self-checkout should have designated slow lanes for thoughtful shoppers. The suggestion was not implemented. 64. Express self-checkout has item limits for a reason. One man brought 32 items to a 15-item limit station and argued that some items are small and shouldn't count fully. He proposed a size-based counting system where a pack of gum equals 0.5 items. This math would make his 32 items equal approximately 19. Still over the limit. He did not accept this calculation. 65. Stores sometimes place self-checkout near the exit, which triggers theft alarms if you walk too close before paying. One woman set off the alarm 6 times during a single transaction because she kept stepping backward to get a better view of the screen. Each alarm required a reset. Each reset required an attendant. Her complaint was that the store designed a trap, and she fell into it repeatedly through no fault of her own. 66. Cancel button placement has caused accidental transaction deaths. One man bumped cancel with his elbow, lost his entire order, and had to start over. His complaint was that cancel should require confirmation and possibly a password. He wanted self-checkout to treat cancellation like deleting an email. Are you sure? Are you really sure? This might be permanent. He was very passionate about this. 67. A woman insisted the machine shortchanged her by $5. It did not. She reviewed the receipt, the transaction log, and the security footage with the manager. Everything matched. She was not shortchanged. Her final complaint was that, even if the math is correct, it feels wrong. She wanted compensation for the feeling of being cheated. Feelings are not currently reimbursable. 68. Self-checkout hours confuse some customers. One man arrived at 6 in the morning, found the machines closed, and complained that self-service should mean 24-hour access. His logic was that machines don't need breaks, so why aren't they always available? Staffing. The answer is staffing. Someone still needs to supervise. He found this answer inefficient and suggested security cameras instead. Security cameras cannot help you scan. 69. A customer finished her shopping, looked at the self-checkout line, looked at the staffed registers, and chose the staffed line because she wanted to support human workers. Reasonable choice. Then she complained that the staffed line was slower. She wanted faster human service to match machine efficiency. She wanted a human who worked at robot speed. She wanted, essentially, a robot. The contradiction was not addressed. 69 complaints, and I still can't figure this out. I need a straight answer from you. Self-checkout or human cashier? And before you answer, remember everything you just watched. Pick your side and defend it in the comments, like if you made it through all 69, and subscribe because the next one is already going to be worse.